This is Gregatron. I want to talk to y'all about this new Venom movie that just came out. Man, Venom 2 is trash. Straight trash. And you like my shirt, by the way. It was trash for multiple reasons. It was so bad that I would have to write a list of why it's bad. But let me just freestyle while it's kind of fresh in my head. This movie has so much potential to do some good. But for one, it was the exact same as the first Venom movie. Damn near scene for scene. Exactly the same. Eddie Brock still isn't getting along with the symbiote. They're still fighting each other constantly. There's no teamwork, no symbiotic relationship at all. Even now, in the second movie, they're still fighting, they're still arguing. They actually literally, oh, by the way, spoiler alert. So make sure you see the movie. I forgot to say that. But they're still fighting, they're still getting into it. They still act like they want nothing to do with each other. And they actually separate again. And now the symbiote can just latch on to anybody and still become Venom somehow. Like Eddie Brock isn't the only person who can create Venom. Now the symbiote can just become Venom with any random person for a short period of time. That was trash. Now, the whole idea of how Cletus became Carnage, that was good. That was cool. But what they did with it, the escape part, when he escaped from the prison, that was probably the best part in the whole movie. And I thought he was going to kill everybody up in the prison, but no, he just killed a couple prison guards. That was it. Just some guards. Well, then fast forward to the part when Cletus was joyriding. I was like, okay, cool. He's about to go on that killing spree. Nope. He really didn't kill anybody. I would say Riot in the first movie killed more innocent people than Carnage did, who's supposed to be a serial killer. As a human, Cassidy was a serial killer. Yet, as Carnage, he hardly killed anybody. I mean, he didn't even seem like a threat to the public. And I knew it was a PG-13 movie, but still, he wasn't even a threat to the general public. And then the part when they have to find one another, and he's like, well, he could be anywhere. Where, how am I supposed to find him? I'm like, Carnage could have just went on a killing spree, and he could have found him that way. Instead, they were dancing around, trying to find ways how they can find one another. I'm like, this is dumb. Then they used Dan and Ann, two people who I still don't give a fuck about. First of all, why was Eddie still tripping off of his ex-girlfriend or ex-fiance? Why? He, to this day, still cares more about that woman than his own symbiote. And then they used Anne to bring the symbiote back to Eddie. That's the exact same thing that happened in the first movie. And how convenient was it that Dan, her new fiance, just had gasoline in a church? Where did you find gasoline in this church? Stupid. And the whole thing with Shriek, I'm assuming she's supposed to be Shriek, who I totally forgot all about her. I didn't give a fuck about Shriek, Cassidy's girlfriend. And when they revealed her superpower, high sound, I already knew they were going to use that for their weakness, for one of their weaknesses or both. I mean, how obvious was that they were going to use that? That whole movie could have been done without Shriek, without Anne, and without Dan. Pretty much that ending scene, first of all, that was the only time they fought. Carnage and Venom, that was the only time they fought. But they act as if Dan and Anne had not been there, Venom would have lost. I mean, how horrible is that? He actually needed their help to defeat Carnage, which we all know Carnage always mops the floor with Venom 9 times out of 10. But they could have found something different. I mean, that stuff was just horrible. What a letdown. They only fought that one time. That one time. And the whole thing with Cletus and that woman getting married. So Cletus called Dan and told Dan to tell Eddie where they're gonna be. I'm just like, really? They're really pushing this three-way triangle, this love triangle they got going on. A love triangle that doesn't make any sense. Eddie still can't get over the fact that his ex is with another man. They're really pushing that little weird agenda. And why was Eddie Brock still so weak? He was so beta. Stuff was just horrible. What? And it was so disappointing because they could have did so much with Carnage. They could have did so much, but he was just damn near the same as Riot, if not weaker than Riot almost. I mean, where's the creativity? Man, what a letdown. Just trash. I would give it probably a 2 out of 5. This man didn't go on no killing sprees. I mean, the way they built him up was cool. How they explained how he pushed his grandma down the stairs. All that was good. But then once again, when he got his symbiote, he didn't do a whole lot with it. Because they just focused on the two women and Dan. It wasn't even about Venom versus Carnage. It was about that dumb stuff. Relationships. Why do all these movies always have to have a stupid love story? A love story that no one cares about. We already went over the love story thing in the first movie. And now they're doing the exact same story in this movie and a different love story with Carnage and Shriek, who I didn't give a damn about. We already have Eddie Brock. That's one character. We already got the symbiote. We already got Cletus. And we already got his symbiote. That's 4 characters right there. You know what I'm saying? But they just wanted to push the ex-fiance. Stupid. Stupid. And how the symbiote was so happy when it separated itself from Eddie. That's not how it should be, folks. The symbiote was more happy when it was separated from Eddie than it was when it was with Eddie. Eddie didn't even want the symbiote in this movie. was just no bond, no nothing. They were fighting each other the whole movie. Then they had to beg each other just to get each other back using Anne. That's so weird to me. The symbiote used Anne to make Eddie apologize. What a letdown. What a letdown. Eddie Brock was weak. Love stories that no one cares about. I mean, whatever happened to this? What happened to that? Everything's emotional now. And like I said, Carnage was not even a threat to the general public. I thought he was going to be killing cops, army men, innocent bystanders. Bystanders. I said standards. I mean, they showed him on the news one time, but it was like the whole city, no one even knew about him. That stuff just happened so quick. And how the hell did Venom eat the Carnage symbiote and there's no repercussion? Nothing happened when he just ate his own son's symbiote. And he didn't change or mutate or anything. At first I was thinking, okay, that's cool because it came from him, right? But then I thought that still doesn't make any sense because the Carnage symbiote is a totally different identity. So he would have morphed into something different. This stuff was so trash, man. Just straight trash. You can't do anything with Carnage anymore because now Cletus is dead. It was probably worse than the first movie. I mean, we knew the first movie was bad, but this movie actually had potential to be good. Didn't do anything with it. I can just keep repeating myself for 10 more minutes. I don't want to do that to y'all, but man, all I can do is shake my head. We need to do better, folks. We need to do better with these movies. Peace. The exact same movie. The exact same movie. Disappointing.